Antarctica, a place of intrigue and mystery. What really lies hidden on the world's most secretive continent?
Welcome back, guys. It's Matt here. This is a target pool session of mine, pulled randomly from my work in target pool. I'm currently aware of the target. This is filmed after my session, and the target is Antarctica. The viewer is to go to the most interesting place and describe. Produced an ideogram, and I was getting this idea of this like statue feel with its base structure and something underneath it. And that was that for the first part. By moving on, this became interesting. I had this clear perception of a Nazi sub-base. I had no idea what this target was. And I was getting a well of Nazi sub-pen, a well of an A-bomb, and a well of a hangar. I definitely perceived this U-boat at this dock with a crane, with a definite feel of a base, and that was that for this part. Well, actually, I perceived multiple subs in and out, like a way in and out, and that was that for this this part of the session. I had an idea of just producing words like an S2 in CRV, producing an ideogram. I was like stalling, tempest, rude, forgotten. The idea of a sausage came to mind. Tall, slender, cold. The idea of cold came to mind. Hard and slimy. Alright, I'm going to talk you through the next part. Produced an ideogram, sketched this triangular base structure. I had an AWOL of Kursk, like a Russian submarine which was lost. AWOL of small, and an idea of swimming came to mind. And then these are open hills and mountain looking objects. Right, the next part, I produced an ideogram again, and I had this idea of this like city, this glowing city. AWOL Emerald City, which is odd. Why I akined it to that, I don't know. AWOL of Oz, from the Wizard of Oz. This was a complex structure, lots of parts to it, and that's all I was getting at this point. Looking on Blackboard, I saw this figure 8 shaped object with this other object closing in, and that was it. My second look on Blackboard, I perceived this disc shaped object with multiple veins coming off it and this face with eyes, and that's all I saw. Moving on, I perceived this the flying platform. It was this idea of this like this base structure tearing upwards, which had the ability to float, and that's all I was, like a floating platform. That's what I was perceiving here. It's so strange and odd, but that's what I was getting, and that's all I saw at this point. Right, this next part, I was perceiving a complex. It reminded me of a sarcophagus, a coffin based, an advanced coffin with technology attached. I was perceiving this like face inside this. There's almost like a hibernation feel to this, and that was that for this. Moving on, looking on Blackboard, I saw this complex tilted device. It's like upright to a point. It's not flat on the floor. It's angled, with this X sort of feature to it. And this I held a helmet and some form of encasement. There's something inside this outer layer, and that was that. Right, this part, I don't know what I was drawing here. I had this AWOL of a sphinx, like there was a tie to Egypt here, and that was that. Hello, welcome back. This is my next part of the session. We had a bit of a person dropping in. She's gone. Just come back from swimming. My daughter. You're going to be on YouTube, Mads.
Yeah, wait.
We have a bit of a visitor. My daughter, Maddie. There she is. Right. Future remote viewer. Hopefully. if she likes it. This is the next part of my session. It is the idea of an encased person again. I wrote down riser, whatever that means. Outer casing. Encased to survive, I wrote down. And that was that then for this part. Right, this next part, I had this idea of this bridge, this overhanging structure, with this AOL of a Stargate. There's like these two things either side that went off into the stars, and that was that for this. I know it's weird. I just had a weird orb come past me then. Just watch that. I produced an ideogram here of where I thought this was, and I had AOL of Egypt and Iraq, which is odd. I think that was like AOL res. Mad. And last off, I just produced this ideogram and sketched this face, which had all symbols all over it, and I just decided to call it a day then. I didn't like where this was going, didn't understand, and just thought I'd stop it there.